Oh, Bill Merrill here. Current comments on the Hawaiian eruption situation. Hale Ma'uma'u or Hale Ma'uma'u, take your pick, up here in the park, blew up again last night with a steam and ash eruption. Again sending ash westward towards Ka'u. No significant danger in this ash. It's mostly just rock powder. You don't want to breathe it. You don't want it on your skin and so on. Or on your pets, but it's not terribly dangerous. They are getting plenty of discharge heading that way, though. Everything is going towards the west. And so the whole lower end of this island has air that's pretty hard to breathe, and in some cases literally deadly in spots, you know. I think it should be a pretty good indication, as far as that's concerned, where the most hazardous zones are located on this island, because most of the rest of us would hardly know anything's going on if we weren't watching the television, like folks on the mainland and elsewhere. Not much, although I can see that fire in the sky in the south at night. We can occasionally hear booms. I haven't really felt an earthquake here much lately, so been a lot of them though. A lot of earthquakes, whoa, but it's all right down in Lower Puna or right around the caldera in the park, and they're not really detectable here. Well, it turns out that I heard more of the report on the one man that has been injured, and apparently it's pretty serious. They say his lower leg got shattered pretty bad from the impact of this rock. I'm sorry to hear that. That really is pretty sad. I saw what must have been a security cam video this morning in the news of his neighbor who showed up and literally with his hands picked a rock. It must have been at least about that big, still smoking, up off the guy's deck, hurled it over, you know, to get it away from the house, and then went and used a tub pouring water on the fire, because the deck actually set fire from the rock. It's pretty good stone. I'm not surprised to find the guy's leg was severely injured. So the lava continues to run into the ocean down near Mackenzie State Park over there. This is a region of Puna that I myself previously frequent, because the parks, Isaac Hale, Ahalahani, the hot ponds are down there, and these are all beautiful recreational zones. It's no wonder people wanted to live there. I certainly visit the area, and I am also quite sad for my own loss if we lose those parks. More on Laze, the lava haze, which is being produced as the streams of lava run into the ocean. I had heard once and forgot, and now remembered again, that this is mostly steam, particles of glass, and even fibers, like Pele's hair, almost like glass wool, that gets into the air, but it's also hydrochloric acid. Most of us around the volcanoes are used to sulfur and sulfur compounds. That's very typical. Hydrochloric acid's another story, and not being a chemist, I will assume that it has to do with the lava being the catalyst somehow with the seawater, which is contains both H2O, and it also contains sodium chloride. And I assume that between the hydrogen in the water and the chloride and the salt is how they're ending up with hydrochloric acid from this. But I had heard this morning that it's possible to produce an acid rain out of that Laze that could be the pH of battery acid. That was the guys on the news, so you know, I haven't done any research on it, but that's what they said. And that was pretty scary. I'd never heard of an acid rain that was that strong. Battery acid will put holes in your clothes within a matter of days, and it will burn your skin, burn your eyes badly, could blind you. So the Laze is no joke. Stay out of the Laze. Mostly, again, it's right down where the flows are at, and then from there heading today probably a little bit towards the southwest. So most of it's heading off the island, which is good news. I was a little appalled this morning watching the news. I'm not a big one that runs around going, oh, it's fake news. This is Trumpy's problem, you know. But I really actually find the whole idea of fake news, even though there is some, to be a little bit distasteful. But media is media. We need it. It's important. It keeps us informed. But I've been watching the local station reporters from Oahu as they had left their nice, clean houses in Oahu and Honolulu, you know, and where they usually have their hair done real nice and their clothes are crisp. And they've gone down to Puna, where, you know, it rains a lot, the humidity's high, and it's a mess. The air is a mess down there and so on. And they have gradually, you know, lost the hairspray and have a la natural dues. You know, their clothes don't look so well pressed because they're getting, you know, saggy in the humidity and so on. And I've actually been kind of enjoying it. If you look at some of their faces, they almost look like they might be enjoying it over here some. That's why we like it. It's more casual, definitely more laid back, even with the lava flows. Anyway, I've been watching these folks, and some of them are pretty brave. I mean, some of these local reporters, they'll go in with the National Guard, and they'll go right up to these vents and stuff, you know, and take pictures and so on. They're some tough cookies. I admire them, you know. They've been putting up with a lot to be able to cover this thing down there. Now, even the local news, you know, they'll show the best eruption we had day after day after day behind this. Channel 4 is even using a piece of music that sounds like a regular Swedish mealtime. It's like lava's charging at you. You know, they pump it up some too, but I was watching the show on the national network with one of the national reporters who was on the scene down in Pahoa to talk about fake news. You got this guy, he's standing there, you know, and he's got his hairdo and his clothes, and he says he's in Pahoa, and it says it's right there, you know, which is on the scene. But right behind him is this eruption, fire and rocks and everything coming up. And I'm looking at it and I'm going, man, the guy's in focus, but the lava's also in perfect focus. How are they doing that, and why is he standing that close? I mean, I could see if it was a telephoto and the lava, you know, somehow was in the background, but then you couldn't get him into the focus too, you know, and so photographically there was a real problem with the image. And because it looked like he was standing there with his microphone right on the fissures. I started looking around the edge of his body. You could see the line. Those guys use a green screen. This guy's sitting in a restaurant or something in Pahoa, standing in front of a green screen, and then they're taking images of the lava and they're superimposing it behind him. It was totally fake, and I have very little respect for that kind of stuff. I didn't think much of it. So you want to see some fake news on this, watch the national media. You can get our local stations online. KITV is one that comes to mind, Channel 4. And you can pick up reporters where they actually are standing there. The lady on our Channel 11 local this morning, they had images where she went out to the lava that has crossed Highway 137, has closed it down. We can't get around on the coast side anymore. That's all over for a while, and she was out there with guys from the Guard, and they were right on the hot lava. It was not erupting, but they were right on this hot lava that was glowing, reporting on it when all of a sudden a huge boom came out of the lava. Everybody took off, so they got out of there. But those folks, in some cases, are risking their health reporting on this, and I guess you could say it's admirable, but at least they sure as heck wasn't fake. The look on her face when that boom went off was terror. Well, and then I guess just as a note for anybody who, you know, has lived down there in Lower Puna, or maybe you're over in Kau, where you're getting covered in gas and dust and stuff. And if you were looking for a piece of property that was probably better located here in Lava Zone 3, this particular region where we're at hasn't had any volcanism for literally thousands of years right in this spot. There is a nice acre lot for sale on the next street here in Canny Farm Lots. I was overlooking at it yesterday. It's a nice one. It's soil, got a good slope to it. It's right on utilities, so the electric and all that's right there, no issues. It's in a very good neighborhood. And it's not one of the cheap ones, so you're not going to get this thing for nothing. But you pay what you pay for it. It's a very good price, in my opinion. And so there is a place available here where we've been pretty comfortable in just doing volcano watch parties for somebody who may have lost their home down there. Anyway, aloha. You have a wonderful day. I'm going to go back to watching the rain fall.